Hey, folks, how you doing? This is Eddie Ganz here from the Yacht Rock Show, here with my co-host, Joe Carlisle.
Hey, everybody.
And we are very, very happy to finally bring you a YouTube exclusive, our interview with Stephen Bishop.
Yeah, the great Stephen Bishop. I loved when we sat down
That's
with him.
right.
It was quite a while, actually. We're happy to finally be bringing this to you guys.
That's right.
So sit back, relax.
And enjoy our exclusive on YouTube with Stephen Bishop.
Hello.
Hello, Stephen.
Hello.
How you doing, sir? How are you?
He sounds very sleepy.
Midland, mostly Midland.
Okay, so cool. So, Stephen, we want to know how did you get started? I know that Art Garfunkel had something to do with it, correct? But how did you get a break in the business? How did it happen?
Well, I mean, it's a big tale, but I
sure.
I came up to L.A. when I was 18, and just wound up walking around the town, just knocking on doors and trying to get somewhere, and then finally got accepted as a staff songwriter at E.H. Morris Publishing. They had a lot of stuff like Bye Bye Birdie and Hello Dolly, and they published all these big musicals. But they wound up getting me for like $50 a week, so that's how I started. And then I was doing that for about 3 years, and then I went on the road and with a show band, and I had long hair, and it was weird.
Let me ask you during that time that you were writing, I'm sure you had other people that are also big now, right? Can you like Neil Diamond or something like that, for example?
Yeah, was there anybody else in the camp, while you were writing, green like you were? There was anybody else rubbing elbows with you that was as green and they're now famous as well?
Not really.
Really? Wow. That's
Well,
pretty...
you seem so certain. I hate to I didn't want to disappoint you.
I thought you were going to say Carole King was at the desk next to me, sitting right next to me.
I didn't want to disappoint you.
No, that's fine.
No, that's fine. That's cool.
Like, I was supposed to run into Paul Newman or something playing the ukulele?
Did you place anything, though, from that time? Did anything
I met people along the way, but I mean,
right.
I met a lot of people along the way, but I can't think of any.
All right, cool. On and On. When was that written?
It was written about 1975.
Okay.
Believe it.
Is it a true story, that song, or is it something you made up? What's the deal on that?
Well, I was kind of met a couple of girlfriends I was at back then, and so it's kind of a little angry about women in general, that song. A hidden meaning, because I say, she slept with some guy's wife, not some guy's wife, what am I saying? No, she slept with some other guy, and then, you talk about that, and on and on.
She found Jimmy found her kissing some other man or something.
Yeah, right. Poor old Jimmy sits alone in the moonlight.
Now, Jimmy was real? Is that real?
Oh, no.
Oh, okay. That's what I wanted to know.
Jimmy.
Oh, okay.
It's poetic license. I'll tell you what did happen, though, is the first couple of lines, I got in trouble back then because, down in Jamaica, they got lots of pretty women steal your money, then they break your heart.
Yeah.
It's like, I was just using poetic license. I wasn't saying that all Jamaican women steal your money.
Now,
but, I was at a party once with Bob Marley's widow, and she was like, you're Stephen Bishop, are you? Well, I'll tell you what, Jamaican women, they do not steal your money and break your heart, mister. She was like really on me.
Really?
And I was like, oh. And I was like, help. And so I stayed in the kitchen most of the night. And, all of a sudden the guy who was fixing the meals and everything said, "Hey, man, how's it going?" Like,
not too good.
Oh, no. You can be mad at me, too.
So wait a minute. So did that actually happen to you? Did you go to Jamaica?
Yeah.
It did. Ah, okay.
No, I was at a party here in L.A.
Right. No, but I mean the actual line of did that happen to you? Did you go to Jamaica and have some girl rob you?
Oh, no.
Oh, okay.
Poetic license.
Poetic. Nice. But I could see where some people would get a little ruffled. Sure. Okay.
Oh, yeah, sure.
Absolutely. All right, so the urban legend of Sinatra. We got to ask that again. Sinatra did hear this song, correct?
Yeah, supposedly, yeah. Yeah, it was his. At least that's what his daughter Tina told me.
That he said that he got a kick out of it, correct? You said that, right?
Yeah, he did.
How cool is that?
I get a kick out of Steve.
That's awesome.
What specific song were you thinking of when you thought about he put on Sinatra and started to cry? What song were you thinking of?
Yeah, no, there's no actual song. Puts on Sinatra starts to cry. Puts on Sinatra. What song did he put on? Nobody's ever asked me that. That's pretty deep.
That's pretty deep. All right, so now it might be you. You didn't write that, but it sounds like they custom molded that to you, correct or no?
Well, I mean, I sang it like I wrote it.
Absolutely.
Right.
You fooled me.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
we thought for years you did.
Yeah.
I think because I'm a songwriter mostly, I get this kind of disappointment thing, like, oh, you didn't write it? Oh, no. Oh, my God.
Yeah.
Well, Elvis never wrote anything, and Frank Sinatra never wrote anything.
Yeah.
But, that doesn't count, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah.
But, I mean, I get this disappointment. Just, you didn't write it? Oh, my God, no.
Really? Interesting.
Yeah, people have that reaction when they hear Bernie Taupin writes all of Elton John's lyrics. They're like, are you kidding?
Yeah, that's true. So,
well, Bernie Taupin, yeah, he's a hell of a writer, yeah.
A monster. So, On and On was not the first single off the album. Why is that? Do you remember?
Yeah, it was Save It for a Rainy Day was the first single.
Interesting. Now, did you have anything to do with that?
Well, everybody kind of thought it was Save It for a Rainy Day. I mean, it was like that was the obvious single.
Uh-huh.
But I mean, to tell you the truth, then the record company had a special dinner with me just to tell me that we should move on and that there was not another single on the album. And I said, yeah, I think colleges are playing like On and On, this song of mine, On and On. And they were like, no, let's move on now. Save It for a Rainy Day was a hit. Now let's move on to the next album.
Can you believe that? That's crazy.
People, I don't think, and people don't realize how lots of times record companies, they're like your basic sleeping bag of a record company, and you have to really go along with what they say sometimes. And on my second album, I wanted Looking for the Right One to be the single, and they wanted Everybody Needs Love, so they put that out.
That's right. Everybody Needs Love peaked at number 32.
Yeah.
Now, it's funny, Looking for the Right One, it didn't chart, right, Stephen?
No, it never was released as a single.
But it's funny because I remember hearing that, maybe on Adult Contemporary. I heard it. I don't know. But I heard that song. It's funny. What was I going to say?
Maybe they played it.
Yeah, they did play it.
No, but back up. How did you fight the record company and get On and On played and On and On released as a single?
Yeah.
How did I didn't really. They just made up their mind.
Oh.
I see.
I didn't hire, Gloria Allred or anything when they're...
Well, it's not, we didn't say they raped you.
Now, you didn't have any horror stories like Billy Joel with his manager getting screwed for tons of money?
Artie Rip, that whole story. No, not like that. No, I had a couple of business managers who did some stuff that was sneaky. Yeah, yeah, that.
Sure.
But,
Gotcha. But you caught them early on, probably. Good for you.
I did, but I don't know. It messed up my trust level. I don't have any trust now.
Yeah. So I'm looking at the credits, man. Once again, I'm so bad. It's like it just blows me away. On Send a Little Love My Way, look at that. You got look at all these great players, man. My God, Jeff Burkett.
Oh yeah, I always use great musicians.
Steve Gadd on drums. Look at this. Tommy LiPuma, Gene Page, arrangement.
That was Motown.
He's John Tropea on electric guitar. Awesome.
I always use great players.
My God, Only Love, Lee Ritenour, Andrew Gold. That's a friend of yours, obviously, Andrew, right?
Yeah, Andrew was a good friend of mine.
Yeah, he's cool. We play his stuff. Oh, what a lonely boy.
Yeah, great.
Love that song.
Yeah.
Right?
Right.
Wow. Go ahead, Joe.
All right, so could we move on to your esteemed film career? Both both as a songwriter and appearing in film. I know you have a connection with John Landis. Did that happen before or after Animal House? Did you meet on Animal House?
No, I had I knew John Landis from, we were friends from the day of the L.A. earthquake in 1971, if you can believe it. I mean, that's how old we are. He had me in his first movie, which is Kentucky Fried Movie.
Ah, that was the first one.
That was the first one. I had just a little bit part in that. And then Animal House, and then I did Blues Brothers. I was a state trooper. I had one line in that. They broke my watch.
I find it funny
that was my line. I wrote it.
Every time your character description, like on IMDb, it's always, quote, charming trooper, charming this, charming that. Was that something?
I know. It's a charming guy on guitar, charming guy.
Is that because it's in the credit? Is it in the credits that way, or you?
This is a joke,
That's funny.
I was very charming.
That's funny. Yeah, and you're very charming.
Hey, Stephen, who came up with the Bichettes?
That was on my second album. With Carrie Fisher and everything. And,
how cool is that? Wow.
That was my idea. That was because on one song there was this song called "Vagabond from Heaven," and at the very end of it, I whistle. I have a whole bunch of people whistling "Onward Christian Soldiers" because I used to sing that when I was a kid, and that song is actually about my mother making me read the Bible between my ham and eggs. When I was a kid.
Right.
And so I got all those people together and to whistle.
So for those of you who don't know, the Bichettes are a bunch of famous people that Stephen Bishop knew, and he got them together in this group. So, Stephen, who was in this group? Tell us who were the actors.
I had Cameron Crowe, who was a big writer, of course, and director.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
When he was a younger man. And what else? I had Tanya Tucker.
Tanya Tucker?
Yeah, she's in the first row.
Oh, okay. And Carrie Fisher, how did that come about? How did Carrie join in there?
I was dating Carrie back then.
Oh, nice.
We were dating. I mean, I never got very far, but we were.
Gotcha.
We were dating, and it was she was great. I mean, she was a really incredible talent.
Wow.
So sad that she's gone.
Yeah. So many great people.
Terrible.
You got a bunch of great tunes, man. By the way, I love that Only Love, the one for Arthur. What a beautiful.
Oh, yeah.
What a beauty. Oh, my God.
Yeah, I wrote that with Burt Bacharach and the Carol Bayer singer.
I saw that. Cool. Look at that. Dave Hungate, Only Love. I love Only Love, man. What a great song. Did they ask you to write that? How did that come about? Tell us real quick. For Arthur.
Yeah, I guess they did, yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah, I got to write it with him. I mean, I didn't realize what an amazing experience it would have been. It was going to be to write with Burt Bacharach. He's just the king of melody. I mean, he's just the best.
And Carol? Carol was involved too, correct?
Carol was involved too, but Carol's, a good writer, but she's no Burt Bacharach.
No, I hear that.
I mean, he's Burt Bacharach. The first time, I'll just tell you a little bit about when I wrote with. I had at that time, it was like the early '80s, and I had so many things going on. I was doing this, I was doing that, I was working on this, I was working on that. Number 17 was write song with Burt Bacharach, and it was like, okay, I got to do that. I got to go over to his house, and I didn't really think that I was writing with Burt Bacharach.
That's amazing.
And so I get over there.
Wow.
I'm thinking he's going to answer the door like, hey, it's Burt Bacharach. How you doing? It's great to have a seat. Yeah. You
with a martini in his hand.
I thought it was going to be like that, but instead it's like he answered the door right after playing tennis. He looked really great. He was so sporty looking. He was like, wow, this guy looks about 25.
Really?
And then we wound up going in, and she was there, and we wound up He asked me if I wanted a hit of some various herbal substances.
Oh. Really? Oh,
and I wound up getting so blasted that I said he wound up going on his piano. He had this white piano that was on a pedestal.
Right.
And so he actually stepped up, above us in the sunken living room, and he plays this chord, and he goes, I think it would be something like zing, and I swear, like doves, white doves flew out of the piano. It was like,
that's funny.
I was like, oh my God, those are like white doves flying out of his piano. And he played the most amazing chord. And then I went into the bathroom, and I was like, I looked into the mirror, and I said, you idiot, that's Burt Bacharach out there. And all of a sudden, all the songs came to my head,
Right.
You'll never get to heaven if you break
everything.
walk on by.
Right. Right.
All those amazing songs.
Right.
The look of love, many.
Didn't he do with the Carpenters, right? Was he involved with the Carpenters?
Yeah, Close to You.
There you go. They long to be.
A million. A million of them.
Yeah.
A great classic song. So I looked in the mirror and I said, oh my God, you idiot, that's Burt Bacharach out there.
Yeah.
and I went out there and I contributed, I did my bit, but boy, it was just such an honor to write with the great Burt Bacharach.
I'm sure.
That's wild. So let's talk about Walking on Air, that album, Bowling in Paris. There was several producers, or was it Phil Collins, Hugh Padgham? What's the story?
Phil Collins did like 4 songs.
Okay.
Or 4 or 5, and then I mostly did the album with the great Michael O'Mardian, who did
Christopher Cross.
Christopher Cross's first album.
Sure.
Sure. He's just outstanding. Yeah, and he played on all a lot of Steely Dan albums. He's an amazing keyboard player.
That I know. Yeah, that I know.
And so we did the mostly it was him. And then I went to England during the first part of it to record with Phil.
I see. How was it? How was that? How did that go with Phil?
Well, I knew Phil. We were friends, so went really well. We recorded in where Genesis records.
Nice.
We were out in the country in the studio, and had lumpy floors and
How did you guys meet? How did you meet Phil?
Phil?
Yeah.
I met Phil originally with through
Patty Austin.
Patty Clapton.
Oh, okay.
Because I was hanging out over at... I was friends with Eric Clapton from like 1976.
Nice.
He played on my first album, Careless, and we wound up hitting it off. And so he invited me to stay at his castle when I went to England, and so I stayed there. And then one of those times I was staying there, and Patty said, "Oh, Stephen, here's a fellow you haven't met." And he poked his head around the corner. It was Phil with a beard. He had a big beard.
Ah.
And that was him. And that was the first time I met him, really.
Yeah, he was hot at the time, right?
No, he wasn't. No, he was.
Really?
It was like 78, and he was with Genesis.
Ah.
And he wasn't really known that way. I don't think he was singing yet.
No, yeah, you're right. I'm sorry. I was thinking Bowling in Paris. That was 88. That's when he was hot.
Yeah.
Correct. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I figured. Cool. Wow. Very cool. So let's talk about Animal House.
Yeah, Animal House, the soundtrack involvement and all.
Go ahead, Joe.
Yeah, Stephen, of course, I can't leave you without asking about the famous smashing guitar scene.
Yeah. I had that. I had everybody sign that
Wow.
smashed album, that smashed guitar.
And there was enough left to sign?
Yeah.
So,
and it's in a plaque in my home.
Oh, how great that is!
How many times?
Larry Belushi signed it, and Karen Allen, and Tim
Wow.
Matheson, and everybody.
How many times did you have to do that scene?
Twice.
I was wondering how many stunt guitars they had offset there.
They had 2 guitars.
Nice.
Funny.
We did it just twice.
And how was Belushi?
I was at first I was supposed to try and meet Karen. I was going to try and meet Karen downstairs. That was going to be originally how it was going to go. And then they changed it. And then we all kind of chipped in and made that scene, our own.
Stephen, how did you? Go ahead. I'm sorry.
The song they wanted a what do you call it?
Cheesy folk tune.
No, they wanted a song that was what do you call it? Where it's so old you can't charge anybody.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Free reign.
Yeah, I know what he's saying. Yeah.
Royalty free.
There's a term for it.
Yeah, I can't.
Yeah, there is a term for it. I can't.
Public domain.
Public domain.
Public domain. There you go.
Right.
There you go.
Public domain. I think I saw that at the forum once.
How did you get that part in that movie? How did you get that part? How did that come about?
Well, he knew John Landis.
With John Landis?
Yeah, I was friends with John Landis.
Okay.
Then.
Okay. Were you friends with John Belushi?
No.
No?
And I didn't really know John till we did that scene. In hanging out with, he kind of, took me in when I went to do Saturday Night Live in New York and everything. He was kind of hanging out with me a lot back then because he loved doing the Animal House, I think. And I think he considered it one of his best things, which it was. It really was.
Wow.
Did you spend any length of time in New York on the East Coast at all? Did you visit or did you live at any time?
Oh yeah, I lived there. There. I wound up, seeing Karen Allen, and we wound up living together for like 2.5 years.
Okay.
She was the girl in the movie.
Oh yeah, we know Karen.
I actually got the girl in the movie. I can't believe it.
You got the girl, right?
Yeah.
You and Donald Sutherland.
That's right.
So, what about now? So, what's going on? Any future plans for a new album, new music? What's going on with Stephen Bishop? What's the story?
Well, right now I'm working on a movie. I can't tell you the name of it right now, but it's this really cool movie. And
you're doing the soundtrack.
I wrote this song with a friend of mine, and we're going through it. We're just
excellent
going through all the stuff it takes to have a song in a movie.
I got you.
How did that start for you? How did that ball start rolling? Because you started immediately. You have stuff. You did you did the Animal House tune. And how did that start to snowball when you eventually did Tootsie and the Money Pit? You did the Heart is So Willing and then China Syndrome, the White Nights thing. How did all the movie...
Well, that was over several years.
Yeah, but how did that ball start rolling and how did it snowball where you just, kept getting those offers to write for movies? And
I don't know, I just hang around.
Okay. So it's mostly luck.
I don't really have a good answer for that.
Okay, no, that's fine.
I don't know.
Whatever answer you give is the right answer because you lived it. We did.
What a great career, though. It's awesome, man. Not for nothing, but what a beautiful career.
A lot of people don't see it like that. A lot of people see me as this. A lot of people see me as they don't really get it. It's like they don't. I've done so many different things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they think of me as more of a balladeer. That they put me in a wheelhouse. Of just pretty much being a balladeer. But I've done a lot of different things.
Wow, just on Yacht Rock alone, man, I think you're like one of the titans. I don't know if you care about that or not, or if it bothers you, but look, you, Michael McDonald, or Kenny Loggins, you're like the names in this Yacht Rock genre.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah. Are you doing that, Stephen? Are you doing any Yacht Rock shows? Do you go out and do them?
Yeah,
you are.
When it comes to me, I think I'm doing some later on this year.
Cool.
Yeah, I think so.
Well, listen, before I forget, today's my birthday, by the way. Okay, that's why it's very special for me that I'm here talking to you. I'm a huge fan, man. You don't know. Forget it. Joe, you know.
Me too.
I love you, man. Your voice, your songs. Oh my God, what can I say? But I'll do something.
I'll do something special for you for your birthday. I do for my friends. Okay.
Thank you. Wow.
Okay, here it is. Here it comes.
Just don't sing Happy Birthday.
No, I sing Happy Birthday as a young Tony Bennett.
Really?
Oh.
Okay, here it goes. It's not perfect, but it's all right. Here it goes. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Eddie. Happy birthday to you.
Whoa, I'm not worthy.
None of us are worthy. Here
Thank
you.
you. Wow. Thank you, Stephen. Wow. You made my day, my friend.
Very
best.
cool.
This is the best. Wow.
So we were listening to Blueprint a little. We listened to I'll Sleep on the Plane, and Eddie and I both agreed that there's a quirky Donald Fagen-esque delivery on your vocal on I'll Sleep on the Plane.
Oh, yeah, it is. That's
are you a fan?
Like
yeah, are you a fan?
Yeah, I love Steely Dan.
Yeah, but are you friends with Donald?
I don't know anybody who's friends with Donald.
Yeah, really. He's quite untouchable.
Yeah.
I know. I went to say how great he was one time. I saw him at a restaurant, and he was like a little bit scary, so I didn't go on about it. But I do worship the man.
Yeah, us too. Yeah, we saw him act. We went to see the Yellow Jackets at the Blue Note,
yeah,
and he was in a dark corner.
Yeah,
and we noticed him, and Eddie ran over and said, "I'm going to go talk to him," and he was very aloof, didn't want to talk.
Yeah, he was very aloof to me.
Yeah. Well, and to you, imagine that. Hey, come on.
Yeah, you think he'd know.
You think he'd be, wow.
I think there's some of the best lyricists ever. I mean, they're just amazing.
Absolutely. Oh my God. Yeah, you're right. It's incredible. From Hey 19, just all these little clever things, right?
Great stuff.
Unbelievable.
Okay, do you guys need me for anything else?
No. I know you. Yeah, you got to go. All right. So, listen, I wanted to ask one slight favor. You might think I'm crazy. Michael McDonald, is there any way you can connect us with him? Is that a possibility?
Oh, that's a tough one.
That's a tough one? Yeah, it's a tough one. All right, I just wanted to throw that in there. Because
how about President Trump? You have any connections there?
No, listen, the way we met you through Peter, so if not,
oh, yeah.
Thank you. That's what I'm trying to say. So,
right.
Well, if there's anybody else that maybe maybe Andrew Gold, if you can connect us with him, because I've been trying to get to him, but to no avail.
I tell you, Andrew Gold, you're going to have to go really far.
Really?
Because Andrew Gold is in heaven.
What?
Andrew Gold died 5 years ago.
No.
Yes.
We just fired our research department.
Wait a minute. Then
how dare you call yourself the host of the Yacht Rock Show and not know Andrew Gold?
5 years ago.
Wow.
5 years ago. June 3rd.
Holy, oh man, I didn't know this.
Oh, he's a good friend.
Oh, I didn't know that. All right. Okay, Stephen. Stephen, thank you so much, man.
Yeah, I hope it went okay.
Excellent.
Thanks so much for your time. We appreciate
it.
Take care, Steve. Bye.
Bye-bye. So that was it, folks. I mean, we loved sitting down with him. It was so much fun. He was so candid. He was so open. There's some things that hit the cutting room floor. A couple of profanity-laden things that we spared you of, but
yeah.
All in all, it was great, right, Ed?
Yeah, no, I think we did a good job. I mean, there was some stuff that we were debating. Should we leave it? Should we?
Yeah, not much. Don't think you're missing out.
No,
it was
not at all.
Mostly mundane.
Not at all.
He cut some IDs for us, and we were joking around.
Right,
doing that,
couple of curses we did.
Right?
Like I
said, we spared you of that.
So we spared you from that. That's right.
But thanks for listening. Yeah, that was
right.
We loved it. I hope you guys loved it.
That's right. Joe and I had a blast. Stephen Bishop, what a gentleman. It's like talking to one of our friends, right, Joe?
Yeah, it was very relaxed. Yeah, it was
very
nice.
At
first, I was starstruck, and then he just was
he's
so
great,
cool.
great. So,
like
folks, so there it is, our YouTube exclusive here on the Yacht Rock Show, the Stephen Bishop interview. Hope you enjoyed it. Take care. See you soon.